Hey guys, Anthony with Glory Days Games, and just going to do a quick video about the progress on the quick play chart. And I want to thank everyone who has tested this, given feedback, specifically Bob Bickert, Jeff Ray, and Paul Govier. I hope I'm saying that right. They've all had great feedback and suggestions, and this is close pretty much to the final version here of what the quick play chart will be. So in this scenario, I made some changes here to the chart, and really nothing that's really not self-explanatory. I just want to hit on something here. These results with an asterisk. A fighter does not have to pass their power check. He would go straight to the chin or will check of the affected fighter. Change the fouls to make that one. It's still going to be rare, but make it more punitive. Red and blue corner, red 97, blue 98. If this comes up, you will check the foul rating. If they roll equal to or less than their foul rating, it's a 1-point deduction. If that result comes up again, and again they commit a foul, it would be a disqualification. The rare event chart, if an injury, and go straight to the rare event chart, which is of course the chart on the right here. And if it's an injury, they would lose a star, or if something comes up on that chart that results in a stoppage, you would follow that. Let's see if there's anything else I want to call out. Defensive check on fighter that lost the round. If the result is 1-2, -1, -2, he wins the round. If the result is +1, +2, he loses the round 10-8. And then cut checks are pretty much the same. And then the other thing, a couple of things actually, fatigue option. These are two things suggested by Paul. Fatigue option, you would divide the fighter's stamina by 10 and deduct 1. So Frazier, 90 becomes a 9, -1 is an 8. So he's fresh for 8 rounds, and then in rounds 9 or 10, he would use the ratings in the right-hand side. Ingemar Johansson is a 70, so that would be 6 rounds for him fresh, and 4 fatigued if it goes that long for a 10-rounder. And then the big one is rolling 3 1d20s and to again add more realism and more variety. That way you can score off 3 judges, and that I think will make the results. One, it'll reduce the draws, and that was something Paul brought up. And 2, it'll give a greater variance in the results. You can get split decisions and different scores. And of course, it's optional. You can still use the 1d20. So whatever your preference is there. And then the other thing I want to clarify when using power checks, on the power checks here as an option, you can use the second number. Like Frazier's, it would be 6 is his standard, 10 is his power check if a fighter is hurt. So in that situation, if a fighter was hurt, or if there was a TKO possibility or a knockdown the previous round, the next round you would then go off the killer instinct numbers there. And also if the fighter was hurt in the previous round, you would go by the number in parentheses for a possible knockdown. So that is how that, and again, these are optional rules where you can just play it like the game is. So enough talking, and I wanted to make this short because I actually had shoulder surgery yesterday, so not feeling extremely spiffy and haven't slept actually. So here we go. We'll go ahead and start this. Frazier and Johansson, and 10 stars to 6 stars, so it's going to be 1 to 14 Frazier, and we will go red, blue, green. So that is going to be 2 rounds to Frazier and 1 to Johansson, or 2 judges, I should say. And after this, I'll just roll the dice together. So 20, any fighter with 1 or more power makes power check for knockdown KO against opponent. So that's going to take both of these guys. Frazier's won the round, so he'll be red. Johansson will be blue. And Frazier 6, and possible knockdown for both fighters. So Frazier will get the first opportunity since he won the round. So Johansson hurt with a roll of 8 or down with a roll of 3, and he's cool. Frazier, and Frazier's cool as well. So on to round number 2, and we'll just roll all 5 die now. And again, red, blue, green. So that is going to go one for Johansson and 2 for Frazier again, and 73. 73, exciting toe-to-toe action, changes scoring to even. Power check for both fighters. So we will do the power check first, because that also will affect the scoring. And neither fighter does, so that's going to be a 10-10 round on all cards. All right, next round, and it's going to be Johansson on 2 of the cards, and a 12, fighter with the highest power rolls for a knockdown. So again, the scoring first. And I did some preliminary testing with this 3 dice method too, and I actually do really like it better. It doesn't add a lot more time to the fight. This is still going to end up being about a 5-minute fight to get through a 10-rounder. So 12, fighter with highest power rating, again rolls for a KO check. That's going to be Frazier. And Frazier, and Johansson was not hurt the last round, so he does not pass that. On to round number 4. And again, we have a potential upset brewing here. I apologize, I'm doing everything with one arm because my right arm's in the sling. Add 4 to power of highest rating fighter. If even, add to the fighter that won the round, so they are not even. And Frazier is going to get a 10 on his power check. And Johansson, he is potentially down. Chin check for Johansson, and 14, he's okay. So on we go, round number 5. All right, and again, red, blue, green. It's going to end up with some interesting scoring here. 55, and 55, check for TKO against fighter that lost the round if will rating 6 or higher, and Frazier is not fatigued, so he's good. On to the next round. It's round number 6, if you keep a score. All right, and 06, add 4 to power of highest rated fighter, if even, add to the fighter that won the round, and do a TKO check against Will. So Frazier again, 10 or less, and he is good. So Will for Johansson is 5, and he survives. So Johansson now, he's going to be fatigued entering the 7th round. So that should come into play. And actually some very close rounds here. So round number 7 and 43. Any fighter with 6 or more power makes a power check for TKO against opponent's will rating. So Frazier does have that, and it doesn't complete the power check. On to round number 8. All right, green. And 41, any fighter with 4 or more power makes power check for TKO. And it gets both these guys, so we will have a double power check there. Frazier red, and Frazier's got it. Johansson does not. So Johansson has to go against his will rating, which is 9 now because he is fatigued, and I got to get in the tray. This fight is not over. So now Frazier is fatigued as we enter the 9th round. And looks like this one will end up going the distance. So here we go. Red, blue, green. And Frazier pulling away a little bit here at the end. It's still going to be a very competitive fight. And 66, check for knockdown KO against fighter that lost the round if chin KD rating is 5 or higher. Johansson is fatigued, so it definitely is 5 or higher. And remember here, if he's hurt, that's going to affect him in the 10th round as well. So Johansson, that is a 2, and Johansson goes down at 8 or less. It is over, and it is over. So there you go, KO. A 9th round knockout for Smokin' Joe Frazier against Ingemar Johansson. And there you have it. And again, that fight took about 6 minutes, almost a full 10-round fight. So using the three D20s, it does add a little bit of time, but you can still get a 10-round fight in, like I said, 5 or 6 minutes, which if you're playing a career replay or playing an entire card and you don't want to fight out the undercard bouts one by one, definitely makes things go quicker and get you to the main event. So there you have it. And again, this is pretty much dialed in as the final version. I may do some tweaking with the power to increase the stoppage possibilities. In this fight in real life, if we had fought this, and I actually haven't fought these two in testing or in gameplay, but if these two had fought in real life, it's pretty much certain that at some point Frazier would get to Johansson, who didn't have had a below average chin, and especially when he got fatigued. So, in keeping with that, the result is kind of parallel, a 9th round KO. So you could say that's realistic. I would think if they fought a full fight, that might come between rounds 6 and 8 or sooner. And, Johansson is no slouch. He has good power as well. So there you have it. And again, I want to thank everyone who has assisted in testing and offered feedback on this. And look for this probably Sunday. I'm not going to work on it very much the next 2 days, as really focus on getting this pain down. It's the second shoulder I've had done, and trust me, if you've had a shoulder repair rotator cuff, that, and I've had plenty of surgeries from sports injuries and jiu-jitsu injuries and whatnot, and shoulder is by far the worst. I'm glad both are fixed now, so hopefully I don't have to worry about them in the future. But I digress. Thanks for watching, and like I said, look for this on the Facebook Glory Days Boxing group page, as well as Sideline Strategy as a freebie toward the end of the weekend. Until then, hope everyone has a great day, and we'll see you later.